Hello and welcome to Rathod Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 18th October 2025. So let's get started with our discussion. Before getting started, let us see the important topics of the day. Okay, see the first topic is we are going to see about this light combat aircraft Tejas. So in our front page of our Hindu there is an image regarding this Tejas. So you have to know about some basic facts regarding this Tejas. It is important from your science and technology. And next topic it is about 210 Maoists laid down arms in Chhattisgarh, the largest ever surrender by group. So this Naxalism, Maoism, left-wing extremism is an important topic in your security point of view. So actually 210 Maoists they lay down, that is they surrender to the government. So because of this we have to see like whether we are going to achieve our target of elimination of Maoism in India by 2026. And next topic it is about rotavirus vaccine effective against gastroenteritis in children, says study. So this article is talking about rotavirus. Actually this rotavirus which causes infections in stomachs of the children that will lead to diarrhea. So as you all know that not MMR, even children death especially below this 5 years of age is because of this diarrhea. So this article is saying that because of this vaccine now government is providing through this immunization program of our government of India, we decreased drastically deaths and as well as hospitalization of children related to this gastroenteritis. So we can see this article from the success of immunization program of India. And next topic it is about resolution of Palestinian question necessary for IMEC, says Egyptian FM. So actually minister from this Egypt, he says that we have to resolve this Palestinian issue as soon as possible so that we can go for progress of this IMEC. IMEC is nothing but, what is that? India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. So we have to see about what is this IMEC. And you may expect a question regarding this IMEC this year in your mains. And this topic is important from your international relations. And next topic is, as you all know that recently Afghanistan minister, he visited India and we had a meet. Now, what are the next steps regarding this India-Afghanistan relations? So this topic is about that. So this article is important from your international relations. So these all are the topics of the day that we are going to discuss in this class in both prelims and as well as mains point of view, guys. Now let us see the image first. So can you see the image? So this image is nothing but Tejas image. Tejas is light combat aircraft. Okay, clear? So this is this Tejas. So if you see some facts regarding this Tejas, okay, before seeing the facts, I'll tell you how you can get a question. You may get directly a question like regarding this light combat aircraft Tejas, consider the following statements. And they may give 2 to 3 statements and they may ask which of the statements are correct. They will give 1 only, 2 only, 1 and 2 only, like that of question. Or else they may give like statements only, but they'll ask how many statements are correct. Only 1 statement or only 2 statements or only 3 statements, none. So like that you may get 2 types of questions. And apart from that, you will also get one more type of question, like they will be taking other aircrafts in India and they will ask you the features and from which country we got the technology. In this way they will give A, B, C, D pairs based question also, guys. Okay, or else they may give match the following type of questions. So in these ways you can expect questions from this topic in your prelims, guys. And every year from science and technology you'll get minimum at least 15 questions, guys. And that too mostly they will cover your current affairs. So here covering of current affairs is very important from your science and technology. So now let us see this light combat aircraft Tejas. So this program was started by Government of India in year 1984. From 1984 onwards, we are developing light combat aircrafts in India. And actually, why we came up with this Tejas? So before this Tejas, we have this MiG-21 and the aging of this MiG-21 is happening. That means outdated technology is happening in India. So to replace that, our government of India came up with this Tejas. Okay, and it is mainly designed by Department of Defense Research and Development and it is manufactured in India by this HAL, that is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. And if you see important features of this Tejas, it is lightest, it is smallest, and it can have multi-role, and it is supersonic. Supersonic is nothing but the speed of this aircraft is more than the speed of sound. Speed. Okay, it is supersonic fighter aircrafts, and it is designed to carry air to air, air to surface, precision guided weapons. That means it can be used by Air Force, it can be used by air to surface, like especially Air Force can use this fighter jets to target or to neutralize enemies related things in the air, and even we can use them and we can cross the border, international border, and we can drop bombs from the air onto the surface. Okay, so this is the important mechanism that we'll use in this Tejas. And next one here is maximum payload capacity is 4000 kgs. That means we can take how many tons of the weight by using this. 1 ton is equal to 1000 kgs. That means we can carry 4 tons of payloads by using this Tejas aircraft. And this one is speed is 1.8 Mach. That is nothing but 1.8 speed of our sound. It can travel with this 1.8 speed of sound, and the range of this aircraft is 3000 kilometers. So till this 3000 kilometers we can use this aircraft to drop this warheads. Okay, and here in this way, in this Tejas we have different variants. On this variants also UPSC can ask you a question. Okay, what are those different variants? First one is Tejas Trainer. We have Tejas Trainer. It is two-seater operational conversion trainer for training Air Force pilot. Especially for training of the pilots of this Air Force, we need trainer related things, right? So we are having this Tejas Trainer also. And this one is we have Light Combat Aircraft Navy. It is nothing but twin and single seated capable for Indian Navy, especially for Indian Navy also. Normally Indian Navy, they have aircraft carriers, they have frigates, they have submarines. So these are the three important equipments which this Indian Navy have, right? So in that aircraft carriers and in that frigates also we have this jets. So they will be using this LCA Navy jet, and actually the jet which mainly used by Navy, it is just single seat carrier. That means it can be driven by only one person, only one pilot is needed to carry that. And this one is we have Tejas Navi Mark II, and it is a phase 2 of this first variant Mark II. And we also have this Tejas Mk1A. So this is an improvement over this LCA Tejas Mark 1. Okay, so actually this image is showing about this Mark 1A of Tejas variant. So we have different variants of this Tejas. Okay. Now let us see the next article, guys. So look at the title. 210 Maoists lay down arms in Chhattisgarh, the largest ever surrender by group. So what are the keywords here? Online students, please comment in the comment box. So what are the keywords here? Tell me, guys. Okay, Maoism in which area? Chhattisgarh. Okay. In your syllabus, you have this topic called as Naxalism. It is also called as Maoism. It is also called as left-wing extremism. So what you have to see? You have to see about what is this Naxalism, and next you have to see history of this Naxalism in India. So when it was started and in which location? In 1960, when this Naxalism started in India, anyone? Come on, 1960? Around 1967, in which area? In Naxalbari area of West Bengal. From there, it had been slowly spread to different countries. So the areas in which we can say this Naxalism is called as Red Corridor. So in which states this Red Corridor is located, which has been spread? West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, AP, Telangana, some areas of Jharkhand, right? So these are the areas which is spread by this Red Corridor, and you have to see what are the causes. So tell me, guys, what are the causes of this Naxalism? Online students, tell me in the comment box. Underdevelopment, poverty, hunger, illiteracy. Next, So the main reason for this Naxalism is nothing but lack of development activities, right? And local people are supporting this Naxal ideology. Then only that will lead to the spread of this. Okay, now you guys tell me what are the measures taken by government so far to counter this Naxalism in India? Samadhan thing, okay, Samadhan initiative next, Greyhounds, and in Chhattisgarh we have which battalion? Very good. So there are deployment of certain forces only to fight against this Naxalism in different states, right? So in AP we have Greyhounds, in Chhattisgarh, Bastaria battalion, right? So here this article is saying that in Chhattisgarh, totally at a time around 210 Maoists they lay down the arms and they surrender. So actually government came up with this rehabilitation scheme for this Maoists, right? So under that scheme, now they are going to get employment under government of Chhattisgarh, guys. Okay. So here you have to see these things like what history, what is this red corridor, what are the causes, what are the measures, and you have to think about what can be done further. Apart from that, you have to see one important thing, that is recently our Union Home Minister made a statement. What is that statement made by Union Home Minister? By 2026, we are going to completely eliminate Naxalism in India. So if this kind of events are happening, can we eliminate this? Can we achieve this target or not? So here you have to come up with your own perspective, like if yes, why yes? If no, why no? You have to come up with your strong reasons regarding why yes and why no, guys. Okay, clear? And now let us see the next article. Look at the title. Resolution of Palestinian question necessary for IMEC, says Egyptian FM is nothing but foreign minister. Egyptian foreign minister is saying a statement that we have to resolve this Palestinian issue as soon as possible. So what is happening in this Palestine? Israel-Palestine issue, warlike conditions, and different countries are forming the blocs and they are supporting, some countries are supporting Israel, some countries are supporting this Palestine. Okay, so what are the keywords which are given in this article? IMEC. So you have to focus on this IMEC. So what is the full form of IMEC? India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. Okay. So here you have to see what is this project IMEC and how India is going to connect Europe via Middle East, and you have to see which countries through which we are connecting Europe, and next you have to see what is the impact or what is the importance of this project for India. Why we have to see. And next one is you have to see why Foreign Minister of Europe gave this statement now. And next you have to think like what is the impact of this statement. So what we are going to do after the statement given by this foreign minister. You have to see in each and every dimension, guys. And this topic is important from international relations. Apart from that, here we are seeing different countries, how it is going. That means it is also important from your map point of view. And remember guys, every year in your prelims, you can get at least 2 questions related to map locations. Okay, so while you are reading newspaper, you have to keep atlas beside and you have to see countries which are there in the news frequently so that you can increase your memory. And that will be also helpful for drawing maps in your answers. Okay. Now let us see the context. So this article is saying that Egyptian foreign minister, he made a recent statement. He said that resolving the Palestinian question is necessary for success of IMEC, India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor, because there is deep interconnection between geopolitics and economic connectivity in West Asia. So actually now we are connecting Europe through this West Asian part. If West Asia is not stable, can we go for this kind of projects? No, right? So what happened here is, because of this instability, because of this war-like conditions in this Israel-Palestine, we stop this IMEC project. So because of this, there is delay in India's connectivity with this West Asia and as well as Europe. So because of this, now Egyptian ministry is directly saying that we have to resolve this issue as soon as possible. Then only we can go further with this IMEC project. Okay, now let us see what is this IMEC project is about. IMEC project announced in G20. Please make a note. It is announced in this G20 summit. So you may get a question. Recently, IMEC seen in news. It is announced in which of the following summits? They may give COP30, COP15, G20, SCO, BIMSTEC. Like that, they will give certain organizations. So it is formed in, or it is announced in this G20 summit in 2013, guys. And actually this IMEC, it is a major connectivity project, and this project is linking India with Arabian Gulf, and then it is connecting with Europe, and we are going for developing of shipping routes and as well as rail routes and road connectivity to connect India with this Europe through this West Asia. Okay, so what is the important aim? The important aim of this IMEC is to alternative for this China's Belt and Road Initiative. So actually, do you know this Silk Route? So if you read your ancient history, so that ancient history you will be coming across this Silk Route of China. So through this Silk Route only, in past, in ancient time, most of the trade happened. But now, actually that Silk Route is revival. Normally that Silk Route is now, China is reviving that into this Belt and Road Initiative. So one part or one branch of that BRI is CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Okay. So now to counter that, India is developing one more trade route. That is nothing but IMEC, India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. Okay. So here the important aim of this IMEC to especially to counter this China's Belt and Road Initiative, and we want to focus on secure rules-based trade links across this Indo-Abrahamic geopolitical triangle, and this geopolitical triangle which includes India, Israel and Arab powers. Okay, now what is happening here is, because of this Israel-Palestine conflict, there is a stall in this IMEC project. So because of this, we have to go for realigning this situation, and we have to again restart with this IMEC. That is the idea of this article. So if you see this IMEC project, so can you see the map? Online students, can you see? Please let me know in the comment box. So this pink color part is India. So from India, especially from our western coast, we are going to reach UAE first. India to UAE, and UAE to Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia to Israel, Israel to here we have Greece, Greece to again upper parts of Europe. Okay, India to UAE, UAE to Saudi, Saudi to Israel, Israel to Greece, Greece to Europe. So this is the connection. So here also you may get question in your prelims. How? Recently IMEC project is seen in news. So in this IMEC, which countries are we connecting? Arrange them from east to west and west to east. Okay, it is east to west or west to east. So in this way also they may ask questions. So UPSC have this tendency of asking questions like this. Like they may give countries or they may give the places, and they'll ask you to arrange from north to south or south to north or east to west or west to east. So you have to know these countries' location for sure, guys. Okay, or else you will be for sure doing wrong. Okay, don't do wrong. So it is very easy to remember, right? Okay, now why we are focusing on this IMEC project? What we are going to get regarding this IMEC project is, first one, you know that IMEC helps to reduce logistic cost. If you are going for the trade with these European countries, now if you are using this IMEC project, we can reduce 30% of logistic cost, and even time taken for transportation is reduced by 40%. So what happens? So here we can make Indian goods more accessible in this Europe while by using this IMEC route. That is the first important advantage. And next one is, India came up with one initiative called as One Sun, One World, One Grid initiative. And actually this initiative which aligns with IMEC energy goals, so that we can enhance solar and as well as green hydrogen power from this Middle East. And next one here is this project also includes development of pipelines, and we are also focusing on clean energy initiatives or infrastructure in this project. It will be very helpful for enhancing of trade and as well as economic cooperation between the different countries which are part of this IMEC. And even this project will be very helpful for attracting of FDI, foreign direct investment into energy. So whenever we are attracting this investment, is that useful for increasing of technology, boosting of employment, and overall it will leads to increasing of GDP, and it can even develop proper logistic, proper transport, advanced technology. We can focus on green energy, digital transformation, everything can happen with this foreign direct investment, guys. So because of this, India is focusing on this scheme, especially not scheme like developmental project regarding larger benefits for the people, guys. And now let us see the next article. Look at this. Rotavirus vaccine effective against gastroenteritis in children, says one study. So this is very important topic, guys. Okay, here you have to see India's vaccination program. So first important keyword that you have to see is India's vaccination program, and name of that program is Indradhanush. So India's vaccination program is Indradhanush. So you have to do certain research, some research regarding this Indradhanush, and you have to note down which are the vaccines provided by the government with free of cost for children under this immunization program. Okay, in your society you will be studying about birth rate, death rate, especially under 5 mortality, etc. Right? So there we discussed like what are the government programs. So there I said about government came up with this vaccination program that led to decreasing of what IMR, infant mortality rate, and as well as under 5 children mortality rate, right? So again you have to add this article and its study in your society where we discuss that topic. Okay, and now where you can use this article here is whenever there are any questions that you are answering regarding improving of health care in India. So especially health is very important topic in your governance, right? Healthcare, health related initiatives. There also you can use this article. And here you are talking about vaccines. So you will be studying about this vaccines in your science and technology. Yes or no? So overall you can use this article as an example or case study while you are writing about anything regarding vaccination program. Whenever you are talking about success of vaccination program of India or significance of this vaccination program in India, you can add this, right? And apart from that, whenever you're talking about improving of quality of health care in India, then also you can add this article. And not only that, in science and technology, whenever we are talking about development in healthcare, development in advancements, then again also you can add this article there. So in different areas you can use this, but your marks will be dependent on how wisely you are using in different areas. Okay, now let us say this article. A recent study published in Nature Medicine and other global journals said that rotavirus vaccines are highly effective in reducing gastroenteritis related hospitalizations and severe illness among the children. Especially normally in children, especially during this teething, like during 9 to 10 months they will get teething, right? So at that time what normally this babies will do is whatever the things that they can see here and there, they'll keep in their mouth and they'll go on chewing that, because during this teething process they will get like itching in their gums. So to overcome that, whatever they get, they will go and they will keep in their mouth and they'll go on chewing that. So because of that, what happens? Many a times this microorganisms, infections can happen in the children. That is the reason, especially during this teething time, children will be having this problem of motions, diarrhea. So many parents and many people who says that during teething time they will be getting this motions. It is common. Actually, why this motions or diarrhea will happen is at that time whatever they see, they will go and they'll keep in the mouth. So that what happens, there is risk of increased infections to their gastric, that is nothing but their gut, intestine, stomach infections will be happened. So for that, if you want to, at that time what happens is whenever the children is having this excessive motions, excessive diarrhea, what happens? There will be water, dehydration happens. So water will be getting eliminated in their body. So along with water, whatever the electrolytes like sodium, chlorine, potassium, calcium which are present in the body will be also getting eliminated from that body. So not only dehydration happens, but even electrolyte imbalance happens. So because of these two reasons, what happened? There is increased mortality in the children. Especially if you go to time before 1960s or before starting of this immunization program in our country, there were very huge deaths related to this cholera, diarrhea was there in our country. Under 5 mortality rate is very high in India. But we introduced this immunization program in our country and government started providing of free vaccines to children by using this Basti Davakanas and as well as Anganwadi centers and even primary healthcare centers, and even there is increased awareness about this vaccine to the children that led to controlling of deaths in this children group who are below this 5 years. That is about this study, guys. Clear? So if you see some facts regarding this rotavirus, rotavirus is one of the leading cause of acute gastroenteritis, especially among the children under 5 years of age. So whenever children are getting this infection of this rotavirus, they will get severe diarrhea that leads to dehydration, and as well as thousands of hospitalizations of children annually happens. Especially if you go to rural areas, there will be very high admissions of children into this hospitals. And particularly now we are using two major vaccines. Vaccine is Rotatech and as well as Rotarix, and they are like foreign vaccines. Apart from that, India also have its own indigenous vaccine, that is Rotavac. So normally if you go to any hospital, like either government hospital or private hospital, we can see this vaccine Rotavac. Okay, Rotavac is given for the children who are below 5 years of age regularly. Okay, so if you see this study which mainly says that rotavirus vaccine is given around 78% of children under 5 years age in India, and out of this 94% is very effective. Okay, and even Rotavac showed that 54% protection against a severe rotaviral gastroenteritis after 3 doses. We will give this Rotavac vaccine in these 3 doses based on the age. So here there is protection of our Indian vaccine also. Okay, so actually we introduced this rotavirus vaccine into our India's universal immunization program in year 2016. That led to drastic reduction of this diarrhea related deaths and as well as mortality, guys. And what is the impact of this vaccine? The first one is there is decrease in hospitalization. There is no need of admitting the hospital anymore for the children, because children will be developing immunity towards this rotavirus. And next one here is there is also increased efficiency of vaccine. And next one here is whenever we are protecting children, especially at this younger age, then they will become very strong. They will be like immunologically also they will be like very potent. So these are the impacts regarding health. And what are the socio-economic impacts? So if you are preventing the severe diarrhea in the children, then what happens here is we can give fewer work days for the caregivers. That means if children are not well, if children are sick, parents has to spend most of the time with them. So because of this, they have to stay in the home. They will not contribute their time for the economic activities. So here, if we are providing or preventing the severe diarrhea, we can also reduce work days of the caregivers or especially parents who are spending that extra time in providing care for their children. And next, we can also reduce healthcare expenditure for the families, and as well as that will lead to increase in nutrition. If there is no disease like condition in children, obviously that will lead to normal growth and development in the children, right? So what happens? It will be also having impact on the growth and development of the children. And this one is in India, diarrheal diseases previously caused significant infant mortality. And because of this rotavirus vaccination, we can also achieve our sustainable development goal 3.2 and as well as sustainable development goal 3.2, so that we can reduce this deaths in this under 5 children, guys. So here this vaccine was also helpful for achieving of our sustainable development goal. Clear? And see this article, next steps for Afghanistan after New Delhi visit. So recently Afghanistan minister, he came to India and we had a meet in New Delhi, right? So this article is talking about what are the next steps, what India can do. So before saying what India can do, first we have to see what are the highlights of that meet. Then only we can think like what India can do in the future, right? So now let us see the context. So recent visit of Afghanistan foreign minister marks a major turning point in India-Afghanistan relations. So in earlier classes what we discussed, whenever this minister came, at that time I said that yes, from this Taliban came into power, from that time onwards, we had all-time low relations with this Afghanistan, right? But now because of this visit of this foreign minister to India, again we are going to revive our relations. So in which areas we can revive our relations? India came up with lot of developmental activities in Afghanistan. So which kind of infrastructure projects India took in Afghanistan? Development of railways, parliament building, children hospital, and friendship dam called as Salma Dam, and even some other road and developmental activities government of India is doing. But because of this Taliban came into power, most of that infrastructure projects, some are being done but some are stalled. And even we closed our embassy and our Indian diplomats who are there in this Afghanistan, we brought them back to India, right? So now in the recent talks, they said that we are going to reopen embassy. Okay, now again we are going to open our embassy in this Kabul. Kabul is nothing but, yeah, okay, Afghanistan capital. So in capital again we are going to open our embassy. And we are going to upgrade presence of technical mission of full diplomatic setup. So after opening of embassy and again we have to send our Indian foreign officers, right? So we are going to have a full-time diplomatic setup soon. That is the first thing they talk. And second one is Taliban also gave assurance that Afghan soil will not be used for terrorism against India. So recently between Pakistan and Afghanistan issues are going on. Pakistan went for air strikes and in retaliation Afghanistan also recently did this strikes in Pakistan. Yes, we discussed that, right? So here we have a tension that whoever the terror organizations or terror outfits are operating from this Afghanistan, they may also attack India, right? So we have this kind of tensions. So the second point they said is, yes, they gave assurance that Afghanistan soil will not be used for terrorism against India. And third point they said that they are going to expand bilateral relations, especially related to mining and air freight corridors. And next point they said that they are also going to increase humanitarian aid. Recently Afghanistan hit by earthquake. So I think 3 to 4 months ago I guess. So big buildings came down. There are lots of videos which became very viral in YouTube shorts and as well as Instagram and social media handles, right? So can you recall that? Very high magnitude earthquake happened. So whenever this kind of earthquakes and disaster happens, what happens? They need humanitarian aid. They need help from other countries, right? So here India also pledged to enhance humanitarian aid and infrastructure projects like building of, like increasing of hospitals, housings, reconstruction after this Afghan earthquakes. So these are the 4 things that are the main highlights of this recent meet of India and Afghanistan. Okay, so why India has this pragmatic approach? So as you all know that our bordering country Pakistan is not having good relations with India. So in international relations we follow only one equations. Enemy's enemy will be our friend. So India's enemy is Pakistan, Pakistan enemy is Afghanistan. So India will become friend with this Afghanistan. The same thing, especially to counter this Pakistan influence, we need to have the help of Afghanistan. And next one is we have Pak occupied Kashmir. If you want to reoccupy that Pak occupied Kashmir, again we need to have this help of this Afghanistan. Without help of this Afghanistan, we can't go for occupying of this Pak occupied Kashmir. That is the second thing. And next one here is we are developing this Chabahar port and we are coming up with this north-south transport corridor. So to develop that, of course, we need to have good relations with this Afghanistan for continuation of this projects. And next one here is India also seeks to sustain its legacy as a development partner, and government is providing scholarships, humanitarian aid, developmental projects in this Afghanistan. And this one is recently Russia came up with partial recognition of Taliban's because of increasing of Chinese overreach. So actually you know that India and Russia are all time or all weather friends. So if Russia says something, and Russia is very important for India for our defense and as well as oil, obviously we have to maintain good relations with this Taliban's also because of this geopolitical conditions. Okay, so these are the important topics that appeared in our today's newspaper, guys. But I'm concluding. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And one thing I want to announce here is we are going to launch new Prelims Cum Mains Foundation batch from this 25th of this October, guys. And we are providing both on online and offline. And if you want to know more about this course, or if you have any queries regarding this course, you can contact us on this number 8074765513. And also you can follow us on our Telegram channel where we are providing the notes of this class, and also in Instagram we are providing prelims question with answer, mains question with model answer, and also current affairs in short, guys. Don't miss that. The links of that groups are given in description box. And thank you so much, guys, for watching.